Well, hello. One of the many benefits of having your own YouTube channel is that you get to travel the world and see some of the most wonderful places, and today is no exception. Welcome to Birmingham.
Chillier than Monte Carlo it may well be, but there's no reason why the Brum Grand Prix shouldn't be just as exciting.
It's the Monaco of the Midlands here at Birmingham, an anti-clockwise lap, 2.47 miles of very bumpy city streets, speeds of up to 160 miles an hour, and nowhere to go if you get it wrong. And there's somebody off! It's Mike Smith!
In this episode, we're taking a look at the Birmingham Superprix and what remains of this street circuit. The Superprix was Britain's answer to a Monaco-style street circuit which ran races from 1986 to 1990, such as the Formula 3000 Championship and the British Touring Car Championship. It attracted drivers such as Eddie Irvine and Mark Blundell, who were well on their way to securing success within Formula One. It was quite a complicated start for the Superprix. Martin Hone, the man with the plan, had to overcome many obstacles, and one of those was quite major. Despite planning an official race on closed roads, it was still not lawful to exceed the speed limit because they were public roads still. Martin began his quest to street racing in 1970, where he helped organise the Birmingham Motoring Festival, which featured black-tie dinners and balls and were absolutely in no way seen as a bribe towards councillors. However, the event was a success, giving Birmingham residents an appetite for motorsport and the councils eager to do more. What followed was several years of bigger and better events, and then finally in 1984, an official plan was formalised for a proper race. Birmingham Council forwarded the Birmingham Road Race Bill to Parliament, where it was later approved in 1985. What this meant that the speed limit problem was now resolved, so the race was on. However, much to Martin Hone's surprise, he was not awarded the contract to organise the race as he would have wanted to. Despite his efforts and good work over the years, the council shafted him and his dream was handed over to somebody else to organise. It took a little while to decide which route the circuit should take, and perhaps unique to this circuit was that it would run anti-clockwise, the reason being that members of the public would not be tempted to try and set a lap time for themselves. By August of 1986, things were good to go and the first Formula 3000 race began. It's a bit cold, so I'm back in the car now. So what remains today? Well, all of the roads used still remain in place, so you can visit and sort of drive the route if you so wish. Let's take a look around and see what we can see. The start and finish line is on Bristol Street, right next to the now Ford garage, and the same garage was used as the pit lane and garage area for the cars. Next door there's a building site, and that used to be home of the aptly named Monaco House, which at the time was used for offices and administration, but as I say, it's a building site now, so it's all gone as part of modern developments. We come up to the first corner, which is Labatt's Corner, which effectively is a left turn onto Belgrave Middleway.
Into Holt's Corner, the first right-hander. We're in car with Andy Rouse.
Before we quickly get up to NGK Chicane, which goes around today's Belgrave interchange.
Out of Holt's Corner, through the Munro Kink.
We're then on to the first of two long straights, down to corner number 3, which is Halford's Corner, the main sponsor for the events. And if you have a look on Google Maps or if you visit in person, you can still see where the hairpin bend was placed. They've not actually taken it out. They've just put some concrete barriers in to simulate a legit roundabout, I suppose.
And at Halford's Corner, it's Rob Gravitt leading, Harvey second, then Rouse, Bristow, Hodgetts, Walker and Guy Edwards.
Once you've gone round the hairpin, we're back up Belgrave Middleway, where speeds at the time would have been reaching 185 miles an hour.
Down the Belgrave Middleway at 145 miles an hour.
It's then a right turn at corner 4, or Ferodo Corner.
Right at Ferodo Corner. Third gear, 90 miles an hour. Out of Ferodo.
Onto Sherlock Street, which provides another long straight for the circuit. At the end, it's a left at Dinah Glaze Corner onto Pershaw Street. In 1988, driver David Hunt crashed into the wall here just by the market, and if you look today, you can see darkened areas on the wall that show the repairs that were made later on. If you keep an eye out around the edge of the circuit, you might see these metal plates. They were used when racing to have the Armco support arms built into the footways, obviously to keep everybody safe. There's surprisingly quite a few of them still remaining, but slowly but surely they are disappearing as footpaths get redeveloped, retarmacked, etc. As we go up Pershaw Street, we pass the now gone multi-storey car park, which was used as a temporary spectators' terrace. It's then a tight left at Cavendish Finance Corner onto Bromsgrove Street for the narrowest section of the circuit, before another left at Honda Turn back onto Bristol Street.
Now, out of the Cavendish corner, first gear, 40 miles an hour, the slowest on the track.
You'll notice here that there's a safety cutout still in place all these years later at Honda Turn. And then from here, it's a sprint down to the finish line. So what happened to the racing, and why did it stop? Well, rising costs and a reduction in paying spectators meant that the council put the race up for commercial tender, as it wasn't proving as profitable as they'd like. A further challenge was that in order to meet international race standards, the circuit would need to be lengthened and see many changes, which would have added to the already rising costs. Perhaps as a result of this, the council received no bids for the race, and the Birmingham streets fell silent to race cars forevermore.
It's cold outside, there's no kind of atmosphere of more love.
In this episode, we're taking a look at the bus, who were already well on their way to seeking the Birmingham Superprix. Scattered around the route are these metal plates in... It's really noisy here, this is retarded. Savage. Nice. Exuberant balls.